Hey guys, Lord here, back in with another action figure review. Today we'll be taking a look at the Transformers Studio Series Revenge of the Fallen Leader Class Jetfire. Brought to us by the fine folks over at Hasbro, because why the heck not? I mean, I got this guy back when I first started this channel in, 2019 was it? Been sitting on him for quite a while. As well as the Dark of the Moon Megatron we looked at yesterday. And you know what? They're from the same wave, right? And I've pretty much reviewed most of the Revenge of the Fallen Transformers from the Studio Series that I own. I don't think I have very many left. And not for nothing, on the old channel, way back when, I only ever looked at the first wave of Studio Series figures, which was Leader Class Blackout, Voyager Class Movie 1 Starscream, and Optimus Prime, although I think Optimus Prime was Revenge of the Fallen 2, I can't remember. Deluxe Class Ratchet, Deluxe Class Bumblebee, Deluxe Class Stinger, and Deluxe Class Crowbar. Ratchet and Bumblebee being from Movie 1. Bumblebee being the Clanker Bumblebee without the battle damage, or the scuffs and scrapes and things. Little did I know they were going to release a better one later, but that's my fault, isn't it? So, without further ado, why don't we cut right to the chase and get into the meat and taters of this review and take a look-see at all Jetfire has to offer in terms of accessories, because he got a couple. Like this axe, which is pretty cool. He uses this to chop somebody in half, I believe, in the Egyptian battle scene. And then we have his cane, which is also the landing gear for the plane mode, or the jet mode, stealth bomber mode, but it does have a peg that will plug into his hand there. I'm assuming this axe will plug into his hand somehow as well. Yep, he's got ports in his hands. So taking a closer look at him, he is a creature. Like, he is hunched forward. He's got this big beard and these big old Albert Einstein-looking whisker things. He's got these big old, like, raptor legs. And I think I mentioned the hunch, but he's got a hunch for days. He is crazy looking. He is a creature. And just like G1, an ex-Decepticon that changed sides. Granted, you know, the G1 one wasn't an old man that farts like my dad. He was just kind of an upgraded Seeker, we'll say. That's what he looked like to me anyways. But as far as this guy's articulation goes, his head, pretty good range on that, going up and down. Gonna look side to side and rotate. I'm guessing it's on some kind of double ball peg, but don't quote me on that. His shoulders can go out. This thing can unpeg from his body here. Which, yep, these aren't the best little doodads. They don't tab in for crap. So I'm going to have to monkey with that off cam, I bet. But they do snap in, sort of. Guessing that's like a sideways tab. They snap into this thing right here, I bet. That's probably where they go. I don't know. I can't get that to go in. It's like, where's the tab, man? Right there. Something like that. I don't know. I never liked those. I'll say that. But his arms will move in and out. They'll hinge at the elbow. Pretty good range. He's got a bicep swivel. He's got a swivel in the wrist with a double hinge joint. It gives you the correct hinge for holding weapons, funny enough. These pieces are annoying. His hips will kick in and out. They will move up and down. He's got clicky knees. I think a thigh cut somewhere in here. Does he not have a thigh cut? Said this about Megatron yesterday, and then I found one. There it is. This joint back here, is this fixed or does this move too? This should move. It does. It's a nice little clicky joint once again. And then he's got a really good ankle rocker and hinge back and forth on the foot. So other than these floppy bits that attach to his torso in some weird oblong way. Oh, you know what? I figured it out. There we go. That one goes there. This one goes here. I was just doing it wrong because I'm a ninny. You know, it would help if these snapped in worth the crap. Alright. Well, there. They just kind of sit on there. But they're in. Alright? They're in there. As good as they're gonna get. That said, why don't we bend his arm in, bend this, and see if I can't give him his cane and his axe. So here's his cane, plugs into his hand like so. Move his arm up. Oh, jeez. I guess I have him perched up too high. So, I guess he's supposed to be even more hunched than this? There we go. Now it's at least on the ground. I thought I had him hunched quite a bit before, but I guess that's how far forward he's supposed to be, because now his cane is actually on the ground. Now his cane's on the ground, looking quite fantastic indeed. Looking like a cane on the ground. And then we got the axe, which can just plug into his hand like this. Now, unfortunately, you're going to be stuck with either a slot or the axe blade tabs in the way, one way or another. But there is the crazily hunchbacked Jetfire. And these wings up here, you can actually store his weapons on those. But why don't we center him and bring in our two regulars here. We got the Mythic Legion's brother Mandibolith. This dude is big. Like, he's pretty massive. You get down to it. Then we also have the 11th Spawn, who's, yeah, not towering over everyone today. Even with that hunchback, that crazy hunchback, his head is actually about neck and neck with Spawn, but we could straighten him out and fix that. That's not cheating. Wearing hats is cheating. If you got a hat that makes you a head taller than everyone else, you're a dirty little cheater. And you should go to the corner and think about your life. That said, I think it is time now that we wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and despite how cumbersome the nature of the beast known as Revenge of the Fallen Jetfire is, if you're a fan of this particular design for the character, this is a definite must-have. Granted, it probably goes for a lot of money, so maybe wait for a reissue of some kind. But yeah, he's really, really, really freaking cool and super accurate, especially compared to the original leader class from back in the day. And while I'm not going to be showcasing the Jetwing Optimus Prime mode, that is something you can do with this figure. Maybe I'll showcase that when I review the Optimus Prime figure he can combine with, but for now, why don't we take a closer look at his alt mode. And on the complete opposite end of the spectrum to the Dark of the Moon Megatron we looked at yesterday, depending on when this is posted. Anyways, here we have good old Jetfire in his Blackbird alt mode as promised. And, you know, all you guys wanting a Blackbird jet for your X-Men, might not be to scale, but this is indeed a Blackbird jet. Probably the wrong model. But at any rate, he looks good from the top. from the bottom, he looks like a whole lot of robot junk, but while this guy had a pretty complicated and involved and challenging, complex, I guess, transformation, he actually goes together pretty easy. It's not that difficult to figure out. It's pretty cut and dry, whereas the Dark of the Moon Megatron that came out with him is a right pain in the balls. I said that yesterday, I'm saying it again today, because it is what it is. It's a pain in the balls. And this guy not only goes together better, but the end result, I think, is a little more solid. Nothing feels like it's going to untab. Granted, some stuff will untab while you're trying to put other stuff together. That's just the nature of freaking Transformers, especially these Bayformers. But at the end of the day, I am happy with the end result here. So, with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later.